What's up, everybody? This is Brad, and it's time for my review of Fortnite Chapter 4, Season 3, called Fortnite Wilds. And the reason why this is really late is because I didn't realize that the season was ending so soon. I thought that the season was supposed to run through till the beginning of September, but nope. Uh, so the time I'm recording this is actually just 3 days before the new season begins. So this is the 22nd that I'm recording this. New season starts on the 25th. So I'm doing real good. But anyway, so quick thoughts over this past season because I don't really have much to say because honestly the season was kind of lackluster in my opinion. Like the jungle biome I think is supposed to be very important lore wise, but actually being in there, not all that fun. You know? Like the area is interesting from for the story, but like you can't really see very well in there. The jungle, plant life is so overgrown that you could be right in somebody's face in a fight, and you wouldn't be able to see them. So it got really frustrating sometimes to be down in there for fighting people. So I don't really have much else to say. This was the summer summer season, I mean. And it seems like typically the summer seasons are the ones where they spend a lot of the time building up to something that's going to happen in the next season. I feel like that's just been the way it is. With the exception of, I think, what was it, 2021? The alien invasion, Chapter 2, Season 7. I think that was the exception. That one actually did feel like a big deal. That the Chimera had invaded on behalf of the last reality. And so that one actually did feel like a big deal. But which one was it? Chapter 3, Season 3 was pretty dull too until they announced the Dragon Ball collaboration. And that breathed new life into that season. I even said it at the time, go ahead and just call this the Dragon Ball season because there was nothing else interesting going on. Now, they tried that here with two different collabs. First was the Futurama collab, which I didn't see coming. That one kind of surprised everybody, I think. It wasn't that big of a collab. You got Fry, you got Leela, and you got Bender. And Bender had a gun, and he was on the island for a little bit. And apparently, some of Bender's quotes that they put in the game got removed. People, I guess, thought they were a little bit too edgy for Fortnite, which is funny to me. And then they did Jujutsu Kaisen. I think that's how you say that. Fortnite's which one would this be? The 5th anime collab now officially. We had Naruto, then Dragon Ball, then My Hero Academia, then Attack on Titan, and now Jujutsu Kaisen. I think that's how you say that. But anyway, I haven't seen a single episode of that series, by the way. But I know it's supposed to be like pretty popular. I've liked playing around with the weapons. The Futurama and Jujutsu Kaisen weapons, mythic weapons, are pretty fun. One looks like a gigantic Dragon Ball ki blast, so that's always fun. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it just I kind of feel like there's not really much else to say. I was super excited when Dr. Sloan showed up in the reveal trailer for this season, and I thought, wow, there's going to be a lot happening this season. And then Optimus Prime was talking to us on the very first day, and like I said, the first thing Optimus does is tell us, like, everything is doomed. Get out now. There is some hope, but you're going to have to work with Dr. Sloan. So this season has been a build-up to the next one. And I don't know. Now, I do figure Sloan will stick around. I'm guessing Sloan was a boss on the island for 3 separate seasons. More than any other character that we've seen, like in their entirety. The only other character that actually has come back to be a boss again, I'd say, would be Darth Vader. But that's kind of cheating, as he's sort of a special annual boss, you know? He was there during Chapter 3, Season 3, if I remember correctly, what season was it? Yeah, that was the same season, yeah. Darth Vader was on the map the same season as the Dragon Ball collab, because that was also the same season that they had Indiana Jones. Um, so, yeah, had him show up. Then he returned, I think, in the Chrome season. If I've got my timelines correct, I may be off a little bit, but Vader was on the map, and then he was brought back. And then he was brought back on this island, the current island, for May the 4th. So I can't remember what it was. There was another Star Wars thing that happened. And they brought Vader back as a boss a second time on the previous island. And then he's had one extra appearance on this island. So, barring Darth Vader, Dr. Sloan was a boss on the map for 3 seasons. That was Chapter 2, Season 7, Chapter 2, Season 8, and Chapter 3, Season 2. So she's very important to the story. And I just kind of was disappointed that she was just an NPC in the game. I mean, yeah, you had to find all her logs, and it details her story and how she got to where she is now. And, you know, I just hope in the next season she'll be a more important character, or will do more than just walk around in the woods. You know what I mean? So I'm hopeful for that. She mentions in one of her logs after you do some of her missions that she's going to trust somebody. She's like, I can't believe I've got to reach out to you, but you're the only person I trust. And so I'm assuming, I think a lot of people, I watched the PlayStation Grenade video, and I think he was suggesting that it might be Agent Jones. We haven't seen Jonesy, I think, this entire chapter. He's been gone since he really hasn't had any real major focus since, I think, the end of Chapter 3, Season 2, after the IO-7 war. We really haven't heard from him. I think he did have some audio logs in one of the later seasons that we were working with him with, but we haven't really seen him. So I hope he'll come back. And then there are some side missions during the season that we had to go collect things from the jungle temples and bring them back to certain NPCs. But we find out that the NPCs aren't the ones that we're actually gathering these things for. It's for some kind of mysterious collector. A wealthy collector. Now, who does that sound like? So, as we get into that, I'm trying to lead into what's happening and being teased for the next season. It looks like they're teasing some kind of like thieves kind of thing again. Like I think the word heist is being used. So I don't know if the next season is going to be called Heist, but that seems like it because the tease in the game right now says, "Are you in?" And that's set for again the 25th. So it looks like we're going to be dealing with some kind of syndicate, I would assume. They're going to be coming to the island. Well, some terrible force is coming to the island, but I have a feeling that there's going to be another very powerful organization there. Maybe not the Imagined Order yet. But Optimus Prime mentions that the answers to this whole Eclipse thing, this whole apparatus thing, the answers lie in the past. So we might be time traveling. The island might go back in time. That would be an interesting idea, especially if we're talking about a wealthy collector. Wealthy collector who used to turn things gold and then put them in a little case on display. Midas. We've been told Midas is still alive. And it's been that was at the end of chapter 2 that Donald Mustard himself showed us a sketch of Midas and said, Midas is still alive. Or as he said, not dead. So he's coming back at some point. He has to. But when? I would say that this time it looks like everything is aligning perfectly for a Midas return. Midas debuted in Chapter 2, Season 2. The new season is Chapter 4, Season 4. So if you double 2 and 2, you get 4 and 4. No, we know Fortnite likes to do those little kinds of things. So it could be this is when they're going to bring back Midas. Maybe the next season will be a throwback to that chapter. That was a very popular chapter from what I remember, and I think a lot of people really enjoyed that one. Because that was also at the end of that season. At the end of Season 2, Chapter 2, Season 2, we got to actually get our first look on the inside of the Imagined Order with that cutscene where John Jones is talking and then they initiate the flood. So that is something that has got me pretty excited. The prospect that we might see Dr. Sloan team up with Agent Jones once again. Now, I'm sure she'll probably double-cross us at some point. Like, Optimus says to trust Sloan. Now, we believe in Optimus. Optimus is a good guy. So, he says that Sloan will save the island. And she's saying that she's going to put her trust in this mysterious person. But not that it's a person that she seems to trust and says, like, look, I can't believe I'm having to ask you to do this. So, if we have a season that both Jones and Midas both return, and perhaps, there's a bit of headbutting going on between, say, Agent Jones and Dr. Sloan against Midas's organization, and then the other outside party, this Eclipse, possibly coming in from the last reality, and now you've got a three-way war. That would be pretty interesting, I think. Instead of a one-on-one war like we had the IO versus 7, we'll have 3 forces fighting against each other. So that could be cool. And just overall, the thing. And by the way, one of the things we had to steal for the NPCs in the season was the Chalice of Cubetastrophe, I think is what it was called. And when you pick it up, it turns you into Ophelia, or not Ophelia, or Aurelia, the female version of the Oro skin. And remember, Oro is tied to Midas directly. Not exactly sure how, but the two share they share a lot of similarities. So I don't know if something big's coming, and it's going to spell doom for the island. It looks like we're going to be going through yet another end of chapter season. The next time we get a new this update goes live on Friday. So I'm curious what will destroy the island this time. I don't remember. I wasn't around for chapter 1, but I know the black hole happened. Chapter 2, the Cube Queen destroyed the island with the cubes, and we had to flip the island over to the other side. Now, and then chapter 3, the entire island, both sides were taken over by Chrome and destroyed. And the Paradigm put the island back together. We haven't seen her since then either. We haven't seen Amy, the scientist AI. She left the island to go find him. So when will we see them? So there are a lot of main characters in this story just gone. And we have no idea when they're coming back. I mean, it could be that this eclipse, this horrible tragedy coming our way, could be the Corrupted 7. We've heard during that first season that they were all right, but they weren't the same anymore. So there's a good chance that the 7 are now evil, and we'll have to stop them or make them come to their senses. So maybe now, instead of being aligned with the 7 to fight off the IO, will be somewhat on the side of the IO fighting back against the 7. Could be. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, that's all I got to say. Lackluster season overall, in my opinion. And I don't know. The jungle biome is more interesting from a lore standpoint, in that this area has been around for a long, long time. That's more interesting than actually playing in the area. But at least we got to ride the dinosaurs this season. That was pretty cool. So, and the big Transformers laser cannon was really cool too. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching this. Oh, and one more thing before I get out, before I forget. The last set of, we actually got 2 skins for the Fortnite crew. They were Princess Lexa and Prince Orin. The original, anime skins from way back a couple of years ago. And they are supposed to be royalty from the Ageless Kingdom. So that ties them to the Rift Warden and the Ageless Champion. Now, whether that's going to be, like an important storyline factor later on, I don't know. It seems like, Dr. Sloan specifically did reference Stellan, Rift Warden Stellan, and one of the missions. So that part of the story has not been completely forgotten, thankfully. So there's clearly an overarching story going on here, and hopefully all these pieces will come together. I would like to see maybe Stellan and the Ageless Champion return, to show that they didn't just disappear. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to the new season. I hope it'll be more interesting than this one was, at least gameplay-wise. But that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. And we'll see you for the new season on Friday. Till then, see you later.